When the world thinks about my students,
when the world thinks about my classmates,
too often they see caricatures of pity, metaphors of misery that can do nothing for themselves.
A media that perpetuates a one-dimensional stereotype that doesn't truly fit the description.
But every day I see resilience. I see boys and girls turn into young men and women right in front of my face. I see students who walk to school on streets where people can make them feel more terror than talent.
I see my classmates doing homework on Metro rides home from work after most of the world has fallen asleep.
I see students who quote Shakespeare, Baldwin, Cisneros, who are at my door for tutoring at 6:30 in the morning. I see my kids.
I see my friends.
I see myself. My students have turned my classroom into a symphony of second chances. Every day we write to right the wrongs that have been done to communities that never had a choice. We read to learn how to tell our own stories because no one can define who we are if we are the ones holding the dictionary.
We speak to give voice to our reality, to tell you we are an amalgam of dreams, refusing to accept the nightmare the world tells us our lives should be.
So often we focus so much on the quicksand that we fail to see what has refused to drown. So when you think about my kids,
when you think about my classmates,
don't just think about what holds them down. Think about how they overcome it every day. Think of Janiyah, who turns my classroom into a coliseum. Every word she speaks coded in creativity. Her poetry would have brought Homer to his feet.
Think of Rosa, who became an honor roll student when the world wanted to free and reduce lunch to find her.
She is more than a form. She is more than a number. Think of Chris, who has been working every day since he was 13. That money helps his mother keep the lights on so that their world isn't covered in darkness.
When I showed up the first day of school, there were so many people that I was afraid of losing myself. So I tried to stay away from the crowd so that they couldn't shout at the pieces of me that I was just beginning to find. So I started to write, showed Mr. Smith the poem, and have never looked back. My teachers have taught me that I am more than broken glass. I am a kaleidoscope of dreams. There's nothing that I can't do to be the best version of myself.
My students have taught me how to relearn every part of me. I carry their stories like a back pocket full of prayer, and I leave my classroom a better person every day. So when we speak of them, let us speak of perseverance.
Let us speak of humanity.
Let us speak of how funny they are.
Let us speak of how courageous they are.
Let us not focus so much on the shadow that we fail to see what stands above it. Let us celebrate the best of our children as we would want anyone to celebrate the best of us.